So I have two Note 3s, and even though it's a little bit outdated, I still expect it to work. Mine, this is my phone here, the black one here. It does not even lock on to the GPS signal, so I can't use Google Maps, I can't navigate, and it'll search forever and never find a signal. This one here, the white one, is it finds a signal, but it's not accurate. Somehow it'll be like maybe half a mile off sometimes, you know, so it's really not usable if it's not accurate. And so what I decided to do is, you know, I did the updates. Maybe I thought it was software or the apps, and it still didn't fix it. So what I decided to do was, you know, take it apart and see if I could find out what to do. You know, maybe something was loose, so this is what I did. First I had to find out where the GPS was. You know, on the phones, I think this one is already off. I took apart these tiny little screws here. All right, for the Note 3, there are 12 screws that kind of holds this back cover together. My phone's already off, so I'm gonna pull out the battery. And what I did was took off the screws and carefully, you know, you want to pop off this back case here, back cover. And by looking at, you know, the website, I found out the antenna was, you know, in this location. And what I did was I went ahead and cleaned out, you know, make sure the connections were not dirty. So what I did was, as you can see, let me focus here. As you may or may not see, there's one connection, 2, 3, okay, and on the right side, you know, there's 1, 2, and I think the third one is right down here. All right, I don't know what I think that this is also related to GPS. I'm not sure, but I'm glad I popped it open, because when I opened it, this was actually, let me see if I can pull it off. This was not even connected, so it was kind of loose, just as you see it now. So I went ahead and just popped it back. You heard a little snap. Popped it back, and the next thing I did was I cleaned off the terminals here. I took a precision screwdriver and just gently, you know, clean it off, scrape it a little bit, lightly scrape it. Okay, I already did it, so I'm just kind of showing you what I did. And you can just clean off these contact points. Okay, and you're gonna want to do that for the back casing also. This one's a little easier. You're just gonna scrape it a little bit, clean it off. Okay, and there's some on this side. Might as well do that, you know. So that's what I did. I just went ahead and scraped it, gently scraped it, make sure it has, you know, fresh contact points. What you may also want to do is the contact points may have already been kind of pressed down where it's too low, and you could also lift it up just a tad. Just lift it up a little bit to encourage good contact. Just lift it up. I'm not sure if you can see, but you know, just lift it up a little bit. Same thing on this side. You can just Lift it up a little bit, not too hard, you don't want to break anything. And here's another one. Okay, now when you put it back, I try to be careful and just lay everything down flat, not at an angle. Just gently set it down and just snap it back in place. And lastly, you want to put the screws back in. Gently, but you still want to put some pressure on it to make sure it is snug and you have good contact with the components underneath. Once you put the screws back in, I'm going to go outside and test the GPS signals to see if everything has improved. Okay, time to check my phone. Go to that app, GPS test. Let's see. Okay, got a few signals there. There you go. All right. So that is great because let me see if I can go to Google Maps. See if it'll work now. So usually, oh, okay, it's already locked. So usually this little signal here, can't focus. So usually that GPS signal there would just flash forever, would flash for hours and hours and never lock on. Now it's locked in. So I am really glad that this has fixed the problem. And if you're having the same issues, go ahead and try the same thing. Cheers.